subscribe our channel, stay till the end of the stories for more twist and turn. Comment us about what kind of stories you like to hear. My wife is pregnant with her sister's baby, she didn't tell me. We've been married for 7 years and have 2 children. The marriage has been rather difficult in my opinion. She was pregnant with our first daughter soon after we got married and took her maternity leave early without any discussion. After the birth she decided to not go back to work. This wasn't a discussion but rather a statement from her, and that was the end of it. 2 years later our son was born and she decided to become a SOP. Once again a statement and not a decision we made together. I earn a good wage and there aren't many financial worries, but it still cuts it close, and there have been times I've had to ask my parents for help. I could do with her working, but we're managing for now. Our son is now turning 4, and before this pandemic, I wanted to have a conversation about her going back to work. Things like childcare wouldn't be an issue as my parents live very close by and absolutely adore their grandchildren. However, the main reason I want her to go back to work is that I'm tired of being berated. I don't spend enough time with the kids, I don't help out at home, I miss important events, we don't go out together enough, etc. I'm worked to the bone because of my job, because I don't want to lose the job as we only have one income. Any discussion about this is ignored and turned around so that I'm at fault. The pandemic hit and I was working from home but still being worked to the bone. Last week over dinner she tells the kids that they're going to have a cousin soon. I assume her sister is pregnant, and I'm glad, as she and her husband have been trying for a very long time. Nope. They needed a surrogate and my wife offered so they wouldn't have to pay extra fees. She is now 4 months pregnant. Didn't check with me, didn't think to at least tell me, she just went ahead and did it. I tried to keep my temper so as not to get into an argument in front of the kids. I honestly don't know what to do. I've realized that I am worth nothing in this marriage. I considered a divorce, but I don't want to do that to my kids as it would get very messy. She'd most likely have to move in with her sister as the house is in my name and was purchased before we got married, and I don't want to put the kids through that. This past week I'm just been quietly fuming as I don't know what to do. It looks like you both are living different lives. The kids won't be happy if both parents are together but not happy. I agree with this. At the end of the day, you matter too. Your happiness matters. Choose you for once, and divorcing will protect your kids from further damage down the line. This, my mom, has told me so many times. She stayed with my dad because she thought it was important for my brother and me to have our dad with us growing up. But now that I'm 27 and my brother's 25 and we're able to tell her how damaging that environment where it was clear neither parent wanted to be with the other, along with the toxic behaviors of my dad, she understands that wasn't the best move. It'll be a shock to the kids' system for your children, but it's better for them to grow up in a happy homes where their parents aren't together than a toxic environment where the parents feel obligated to stay for the kids. I hope I never get divorced myself, but looking back at my childhood, I am so glad my parents got divorced. The space allowed my dad to get therapy and get healthy and be an amazing dad to my brother and I. We were able to have 2 happy homes, and when I was older and one of the homes became not so happy, I had a healthy, loving home to stay at full time instead of being stuck with the other emotionally abusive parent. I also now have a stepmom that I'm close to, even though my dad only remarried when I was in high school. Going through the divorce as a young kid was hard and I didn't really understand it, but looking back, it was 100% the best thing for everyone. Exactly. I hate the argument of staying together for the kids when you're unhappy. No matter how hard you try to hide it, your kids are affected by it. My parents stayed together way longer than they should have, and the memories I have of their arguments, that they thought we couldn't hear, are still ingrained in my mind. When they split, the adjustment was tough, but ultimately so worth it for everyone in the long run. As someone who grew up in a house where my parents stayed together for the kids, I would like to second this at the top of my lungs. Your kids will be miserable if you stay. They will learn what relationships should look like from you. Do not give them such a shitty example. Show them how to value themselves. Please don't do this to them. No one should stay together for the kids. I am so sorry you have to live through something so difficult. You and your mental health matter, so don't make your kids a reason for you to suffer. You may think you can hide it, but they will know. Wishing you strength and courage. Yes. Finally someone said it. If someone asked me what would have been better for my family, I would say divorce without thinking it much. Staying in a family where the parents clearly don't love each other is devastating. It hurts your children's ability to create boundaries because they saw that dad never had any and mom did whatever she wanted without any repercussions. The best thing you can do for your children and their future is to divorce. Just to add, make sure the divorce lawyer is from the county you live in. Make sure they know all the judges/magistrates/etc. and are on good terms with as many as they can be. Makes a huge difference in the long run. I, 44 male, had an uneasy feeling and checked my wife's, 42 female, phone. I'll get this off my chest now. Trust is huge for me. I was cheated on while I was in the service by my former girlfriend. That leaves a mark. But, I've never had a reason to be jealous or mistrust my wife. I sent her on trips with her girlfriends all the time, generally only required a call to let me know everything's good with her, safety-wise. But recently she went on a trip with her girlfriends and came back different. It's hard to describe the feeling, but it was different. Being married for 18 years, you tend to know a person. She wanted to lose weight and get back in shape. She was openly talking about divorce. Something was off with us. We have been having financial difficulties, but never talked about divorce. So I checked her phone and found a text to this person. My wife introduced herself again from the party and giving her telephone number. I couldn't find anything more text-wise. So I checked phone records and found my wife calling this guy late at night, during work. She even snuck away and called him on Father's Day. I found out that he sent her pictures of himself, G-rated. So I went through her contact list and found old boyfriends under different names. She lied to me about her last text to him. I knew the dates. I'm thinking she was ashamed of herself. I truly believe nothing happened. Down the rabbit hole I went and everywhere I found something. I checked FB's PMs. I found a conversation with a former lover telling him that our marriage was on the verge of divorce. She gave him her work number because it was more private so they can catch up. But cheers to this guy, he told her to work it out with me and to cherish every minute of our children and marriage. Deep down inside, I want to trust her again. But I have this deep down hurt and brokenness. Life has been hard on me the last couple months. Every text, phone call, her laughing at something on FB, I think she is taking to him, them. Some actions from her over the years are now making sense. I am trying my hardest to keep my jealousy in check, but it creeps out. She is a very outgoing person. I'm not. Part of me has thought, I'm completely overreacting. I've talked to friends about the above and they said that guy knew she was married and sending her pictures was completely out of line and she should have stopped it right there. They also said that after being married so long she liked the attention and nothing more, but also be cautious. I need to take a breath. At bare minimum she was having an emotional affair, so you need to address it like the affair it was. That means confronting her, both of you going to individual counseling and then couples counseling, total transparency. All the steps a couple has to take if they want their relationship to survive infidelity, no matter what kind of infidelity it is. Yup, some women need attention from many directions even if they don't move on it. They feel better if they have a few guys in their pocket. My opinion, but once they check out they never check back in. Call her hand and finish this game. You are not overreacting. She is actively seeking a side guy. I am a married 50-years-old woman and can tell you this is 100% inappropriate behavior for a married woman of any age. I would suggest couples counseling. She thinks you're headed for divorce and you don't seem to feel that way, but that means there is communication issues and you need to get on the same page if you want it to work. If your wife is getting on like she is single, give her what she wants. It's no use fooling yourself. Take lots of notes and gather evidence. Seek the help of an attorney and prepare yourself. Drop the hammer and make the move. I've talked to friends about the above and they said that guy knew she was married and sending her pictures were completely out of line and she should have stopped it right there. Your friends are 100% correct. I would also be extremely concerned that it took the other man pushing her back to you for the situation to plateau rather than her coming to her senses on her own. I'm sure you'll get the go for so many THRAPY replies telling you to go sit through expensive sessions to solve problems that she has created by choice. But this person has checked out, and you'd be wasting money and your time. What is broken is never going to be the same again. That saying is never truer than when you are talking about trust. Thanks for listening so far. If story have an update, we will post here. Like, subscribe to our channel for upcoming stories.